Americans have thousands of SUVs to choose from, so why is the 2026 Toyota RAV4 suddenly becoming one of the vehicles everyone is talking about? And here's what's crazy. Toyota didn't just give the RAV4 a fresh look. The 2026 model brings changes that could completely change how buyers think about this SUV. But there's one reason behind its popularity that most people aren't talking about, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. First, Toyota finally made the RAV4 feel genuinely new. The previous generation was practical, reliable, and extremely popular. But let's be honest, it wasn't exactly the most exciting SUV on the road. The 2026 RAV4 changes that. Toyota gives it a sharper, more modern design that makes it look tougher and more expensive. And that's important because today's buyers don't just want an SUV that's practical. They want one that actually looks good sitting in the driveway. But here's where things get interesting. The biggest story isn't the exterior, it's what's happening underneath it. Toyota is pushing the new RAV4 heavily toward electrification. That means the 2026 RAV4 is designed around hybrid technology rather than simply being another traditional gas-powered crossover. And for American drivers, that could be a huge deal because you're getting the practicality of an SUV without necessarily giving up the efficiency people expect from a hybrid. Think about the average American commute. You're driving to work, running errands, picking up the kids, going shopping, and sitting in traffic. You don't necessarily need a 500 horsepower SUV. You need something comfortable, efficient, dependable, and affordable to operate. That's exactly where the RAV4 has always been strong. But now Toyota is combining that formula with newer technology, and that's why this SUV could become even harder for competitors to ignore. But there's another reason Americans keep coming back to the RAV4: trust. Toyota has spent decades building a reputation for making vehicles people can keep for years. And when you're spending tens of thousands of dollars on a vehicle, that matters. People aren't only asking, how cool is this SUV? They're asking, will I still be happy with it 5 or 10 years from now? And that's a question the RAV4 has historically answered very well. However, the 2026 RAV4 isn't automatically the perfect SUV for everyone. The market is getting brutally competitive. Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Ford, and several other manufacturers are bringing increasingly capable SUVs to American buyers. So Toyota can't simply rely on its reputation anymore. The new RAV4 has to prove that its technology, efficiency, practicality, and ownership experience are worth choosing over all those alternatives. And that's what makes this generation so important. So why are Americans suddenly buying the RAV4? It's not because of one feature. It's the combination: a recognizable Toyota name, a completely refreshed design, hybrid-focused technology, SUV practicality, and the reputation buyers already know. That's a powerful formula. The RAV4 doesn't need to be the fastest SUV. It doesn't need to be the flashiest. It simply needs to be the SUV that makes the most sense for the most people. And that's exactly why Toyota's newest RAV4 could become one of the biggest stories in America's SUV market. But now, I want to know what you think. If you had the money for a new SUV today, would you choose the 2026 Toyota RAV4, or would you go with a Honda CR-V? Drop your choice in the comments, because that comparison might be closer than you think.